Hello everyone. How are you doing? Let me trust you're doing good. Welcome once again to today's video. Here with me, I have a laptop. This is HP Elitebook 830G8 i5. Very nice screen. The problem with this laptop is that the customer said it got killed by the power. Actually, the power came in and then it disappeared and then came back again and it killed this laptop. Anyway, I don't want to waste more time. I'd like us to see actually what's happening. As always, when I press the power button, nothing has happened. I do not wish to plug in the adapter. I don't want to plug in the power, either my power supply or adapter, because I don't know the extent of damage actually. Because if the power came in and then it disappeared, that is electricity. So I am not sure how extent of damage is. So as always, we are going to disassemble this laptop. We open the back lid and then check for ourselves what is happening inside. So give me 1 to 3 minutes. Nice. So we are inside. Tree is disconnected. That's why I wasn't able to power it on. This antenna is for the Wi-Fi card. Also, I blacked out. Again, I can see the signs of heat here with the BIOS. So somebody else tried to repair it. I don't know why. The customer never told me there was a repair trial before. Okay. Anyway, but let me assume this BIOS switch is inside is a working BIOS. As I always said, before you plug in power to your motherboard to the laptop, just to make sure you don't have the short in the main power line. And before we start measuring the short, first I need to do the what's called the physical inspection. We need to inspect physically. From this side, I can't see anything suspicious with the motherboard from this side except the BIOS which has been programmed. Anyway, since I see nothing, the next thing to do is to measure. We like to measure to test whether we have any short in the main power line. We are going to check the main power line whether it is shorted or not. To do that, make sure your meter in the continuity mode, to be specific, the pipping mode. As you can see, the pipping, and then we need to read the values. My one probe, plug probe to the ground, and then my other probe to the main power line, which is here, is the main power line. As you can see, the main power line is not shorted. The main power line is not shorted. I know you're wondering why. How can I say it's not shorted yet you can see nothing? The main power line should not be connected to the ground. So when I put my one probe to the ground and I try to use another probe in the main line, you see, there is no any pipping. And there is infinite resistance. That's why my meter is showing. Oh well, that is open line. In case I put my black probe to the ground and then my other probe to the main power line, and then I hear the beeping or I see the readings coming almost to zero, that will mean I have a short. That line is connecting to the ground. Yes, and that is not good. That shows me that I have a short in the main power line. So, according to what we just saw, we don't have a short in the main power line. And testing the main power line, it's not a must that I test any input of each and every circuit. I can only use one, for example, this one. I can only test this one ground against the main power to that line, which is good. When I find that here is not shorted the ground, all that and all the other main power lines are connected to that. As you can see, here is the main power line, this side is the positive line. And then let us test with another positive line, which is here. Can you see? Yes, can you see this? So any input line, they are all connected. For example, that one against this one. Can you see it's also the same? So if I use one light against the ground, I will have tested all of them. Then, since I don't have any short in the main power line, my next thing to do is to test whether I have any short in any circuit. For example, this is the circuit for 5.5. 5.0, always on, or the field feedback for 5.0. That line is not shorted. This one also is not shorted. Where I'm measuring, let me just bring it closer so that you can see. What I am testing, I am testing ground, this the ground, any I can use any scroll, ground against any inductor. This inductor represents the input circuit of this, the input line, the output of this circuit. This inductor represents this output. This one represents that circuit. This one, this one, this. So if I test the ground against any of this inductor, I'll know. In case I find this line getting shorted, for example, this one, I'll know the output from here. Any component which is along this line is shorted. If it is this one, and then I find the short here, I find this line connecting to the ground, it will mean any component could be the suspect. That is from the output of this IC, that is from this inductor, anything around along that line, even the capacitor, anything along there is also the victim or is also the suspect. Now, so let us continue testing the main power lines, whether we have any short. My up to the ground and then against any power line. This one is good. Let me bring it here so that you can see. This one, good. That one you can see it's beeping, yes, but you see there's some resistance, 40 ohms, which is good because that is the resistance from the CPU. Yeah, same thing, which is also good because these are the same inductors. You can see there's a code R242210, R242210. So meaning these inductors should have the same readings. Even this one, you should have the same resistance. Can you see this one 129 ohms, which is also good. This one is the line for 1.8, good. 3.3, good. And then 5.0, which is also good. And then this one generating the main power line is also good. Now, since we found out that we don't have any short along any power line with this motherboard, I think it is now safe for us to plug in the power and then see what is happening actually with this motherboard. Maybe even it is powering on. I don't know. Sometimes these laptops got shaken and then it got scared. When the power surge arrives, the laptops got scared and then it shut down. When you open up, disconnect the battery, then connect back the power, then you have your laptop. Yes, because before it just got scared and then it dies. Yeah, it fainted. I don't know whether the laptop can faint, but sometimes we encounter issues like that. The customer come in with the issue the laptop is not powering on, and you yourself as a technician, you tried to power on and indeed it isn't powering on. When you disconnect everything, disconnect the power, disconnect the battery, then plug in the charger again, boom, the laptop is powering on and it has the display. Connect the battery back, actually it is charging and the battery is holding power. Yeah. So maybe this is one of those cases. Let us plug in and see what is happening. Let me power on my power supply. 19 voltage and we have 5 amperes max. So let us power in and see what's happening. Plug in, taking 30 milliamps, 40 milliamps, back to 12, and then actually is powering on 500, 600, 700 milliamps, then back to zero. What the hell is going on? Actually, it powers on, but it shut down before even it's now at 40 milliamps. Let us see, 16 milliamps, and then back to 40 milliamps. Okay, now I don't know what the hell is going on. Switch it on, we see, goes up to 50 milliamps, and then back to 14, back to 40. That's what actually is happening. Okay. So what the hell is going on? Do we have any issue at the back? Okay, I think the issue, the better way for us to fix this or to try to fix this is to disassemble and then we see actually what's happening at the back of this motherboard. Maybe we have a problem there. However, I don't understand why the laptop powered on and then it shut down. Actually, it powers on to about 600 milliamps, 700, and then back to zero. That probably we could be having a short, and that short could be something very tiny, a very tiny component. So we need to be more vigilant while doing the physical inspection because if the component which is shorted is a very tiny component, it will not be easy for us to notice that. Yes, it will not be easy for us to notice that tiny thing. So let us disassemble it and then check. I have the motherboard out. I have the motherboard out. Let me put this one aside so that we can work on the motherboard alone. Physical inspection. Let us try to see whether we can see anything physical. I can't see anything. Any blown up component. And we had the laptop powering on, so it means whatever it is short that is something small. So we need to pay more attention to the tiny components. Yes, we need to pay more attention to the tiny components. I can see there's some soldering paste around here, or maybe it spilled from this BIOS chip because this one shows somebody programmed this BIOS before. I can't see anything physical. I cannot see anything physical. We need to do thorough inspection, and we need not to miss anything, yeah? Because we expect something. I can't see. I can't see. Maybe I need to eat a lot of carrots, the pumpkins, to improve my eyesight. Since we do not see, we'll go back again and try to measure. We'll go back again and try to test. We're going to try and test. Now we are going to do the random testing. We are going to do the random testing. We're going to test any capacitor which we see like suspicious one. You're going to test them. Okay, of course, you're not going to measure each and every capacitor in this motherboard, but that one is an inductor. This one is an inductor, that's why it's reading 0. We're not going to test each and every capacitor because there are so many of them. We're just picking them randomly. What about this one for the CPUs? There could be also the CPU is having issues. Yeah, the 5 ohms, which is good. Any capacitor around the CPU, any capacitor here at the CPU, you can see these components, these capacitors. They might be pipping, but it should be pipping with some what? With some readings. What the hell? This one is reading 0. Okay, what so? Okay, maybe my probe touched another ground from another line. It scared me, man. So let us continue testing these components from this side. Everything seems to be good. What about here? Even this IC, if you find an IC, those capacitors around them, you also need to test them. Maybe that IC could be the issue. However, I am not going to test each and every one of them, but we are just picking them randomly. I don't know if we will not be able to pick the shortest one, or what we will do. These ones are good. This one, okay, okay. When I hear pipping and see reading 0, I don't like, especially a capacitor which I think is serving the CPU. That one is not good. All these capacitors are good, so I don't know what the hell is causing the short, or what the hell is making this motherboard not power on. Obviously, there's something wrong. Obviously, what is this? There is nothing to be alarmed. Huh? That line is good. What about this friend of mine here? That one is good. What? Here. I think we found our suspect. Can you see this? There's a capacitor which is here. I don't know whether the problem is the capacitor or the problem is the motherboard. This one now is very risky because it is here with the crystal oscillator and the CPU. Crystal oscillator is this component. There's a component which is next to the CPU here. This one. So this component is the one which sends the pulses. It sends the timings to the main chipset. But this is the capacitor. This is the capacitor which is giving me some values which I don't like. Can we test again? Can you test again? Pay attention to the meter. Pay attention to the meter. This side, it is reading 0 ohms. And the other side also is good. So what the hell? Why was it beeping before? Why was it beeping before? And it is beeping against the ground. Against the ground is not beeping. What the hell is going on? Anyway, all the same, it a beeping, not beeping, but still, it's giving us a reason to eliminate it. So let us remove it from here, and then we measure. I want us to measure that place where there is to find out whether that area is shorted or not. Let me just dislocate it that way, and then we are going to test it again. We are going to test it again. We are going to test both the capacitor and the place where it was soldered. The capacitor, actually, the capacitor is faulty. That one is gone, and this area is not shorted. You want to say that small capacitor, and indeed it is shorted. Even if I tested it on the bench here, here is that capacitor. Pay attention to the meter. You see, 4 ohms. Okay, I think we found our problem, and in fact, I just knocked it out. Yeah, can we replace it? We have to replace it because you can see it is located in a very dangerous area. It is located in a place which needs some protection, not far from the CPU. So that means we have to we have to replace it. Thank God I have the parts. I have a donor. Here's the donor board. So let me just replace that capacitor. Okay, our friend is replaced. Let us test again whether we still have a short there. Let us test again whether we still have a short there. And the short is gone. And the short is gone here. Okay, let us now put back the motherboard. We see whether we will have the display. We see whether it will power on and remain on or it will shut down. Mm. You know, it might shut down again. So let me just put it back. Now the motherboard is secured. Let us plug in and see whether it will power on. Plug in the power supply. Still ready to power on. Plugged in at 50 milliamps. Back to 12. Powering on. Wow. It is still shutting down. Switch it again. Still shutting down. So okay, the laptop is still shutting down. I don't know whether we missed something. Now maybe apart from this capacitor getting shorted, we could also be having a shorted MOSFET. This resistor is reading like a coil. Let us power it on without the keyboard. Again, I don't trust this keyboard. Plug in 600 milliamps, 700, and actually it's not shutting down. It is a 600 milliamps. The CPU is getting hot. Okay, the fan is spinning at a very high speed. 700, 800. Ah, that one should display. That one needs to display. 900 milliamps. Okay, it is restarting. It just went up to 54 milliamps. Now at 60. Now it is restarting. 600. Ah, that one needs to display. Yeah? It should display. When you see a laptop restarting after it powers on, that tells you the CPU is operational. The CPU is so hot, 1.3 amperes. Woo! Yes, then you have the display. And here have the display. And it is touching. The screen is touch. Yeah? Enter. Oh, remember we disconnected the keyboard. So it means this keyboard also was burned during the process. Hey. Okay. I like this. Huh? Yeah. And we saved this laptop. Yeah. The customer have to be very happy about this. Huh? So even though the keyboard is dead, but at least we have a laptop back. Keyboard is nothing other than the motherboard. You know, telling a customer you must buy another motherboard, add news, add breaking news. Nice, that is it. It doesn't show any sound, no sound. Okay, if there's no sound, that is not. That's a problem to do with the software, maybe drivers issues or something like that. But it is okay. What is the health of the? No, it's not touching anymore after it powered on. Huh? Anyway, and okay, that is the driver problem because you can see the touchpad's not functional, the touch screen not doing no sound. Uh, that's not a problem. So long as we have the laptop powering on, the motherboard is powering on, everything is okay. Thank you so much, you guys. I believe you see how we diagnosed this one, how we fixed it, and right now the laptop is saved. Thank you so much for being patient. Thank you for watching this video. I appreciate your presence. Huh? Yes, in case if you haven't subscribed to our channel, please guys, please subscribe, share with your friends, give us some comments. If you're interested in learning about laptop repairs too, don't hesitate to contact us. We can talk. You see how we can incorporate you into our classes. We do have both online and offline classes. If you want to join the physical module, it's also available. Online module available. Please don't forget to subscribe and send your laptop to us in case you're having an issue with your laptop so that we can fix for you. We can send it back to you or you can bring it yourself. Yes. Thank you so much, guys, and see you in the next video. Bye bye.